To get to the Google options, you just pull down the main screen here and then you click on Manage. And here you can do the typical things that you can do in Google Android. If we want to look for an update, we can go to System and then we can go to System Updates and it will open this screen and it will look for an update. If we want to add an additional account, we can go to Password and Account and you can see what accounts we're already logged in at. If I go to Add Account, I can add an additional Google account here. When you first turn this on, it's going to take you to a screen like this and ask you to sign into your Google account. You will need a Google account to use this, or you can create a new account. Just enter your email address, click next, and follow all of the directions. Because this is Google Android, you can download anything in the Play Store. So let's say, for example, we want to download Google Classroom. You just type in Google Classroom, do a search for it. It's going to show all of the apps, and I'm going to go ahead and install that right now. This does come with a bunch of Google apps already, but if there are additional Google apps that you want to install, you can just go back to the Play Store and look for whatever app it is you want to install. So for example, if I want to install Google Task, I'll just go in here and hit install, and you can install anything on the Play Store. There are two types of toolbars. You've got the side toolbar and then you have the floating toolbar. They both do about the same thing, but the floating toolbar has a bit more functionality. Now, if you press with two fingers, the floating toolbar will go to wherever your two fingers are. If you want to quickly switch to HDMI, you can just press that icon. It will switch you to HDMI. If you want to go back to the home screen, you can press the home button. If you want to open some settings, so if you want to change the volume or change the screen brightness, you can easily do that with settings. You can open the recently used apps over here. If you want to annotate the screen, you can press this, and now I can annotate everything on the screen. Or if you just want a quick way to go to the Whiteboard app, you'll press that icon and it will open up the Whiteboard app. And one of the most useful things that the floating toolbar does is it has a star icon where you can add your own shortcuts. So let's say I want to add something like a source, or I want to add an app. So maybe I want to add my Photos app. I can just go ahead and click on that, and now it shows up as a shortcut. So if I exit out of that and I click on the star, now I can easily open Photos. If you want to change the theme, you can go to the OEM settings here, click on personalized, and then you've got themes and wallpapers, and you've got a variety of themes that you can choose from. So it's just a nice, quick and easy way to change the overall look and theme. And if you want to change it back, you just find where the OEM settings are, go back to personalize, themes and wallpapers, and then you can go back to the default theme. If you want to record the screen and record everything you're doing, just pull the top down here and you can see there is a screen recorder. Right now you can see it says stop because I'm actively recording right now. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this right now. Right now I have 3 toolbars. I've got 2 on the side over here, and then I have this floating toolbar. If you don't have these by default, or you want to know how to turn them on or off, you go to the settings here, then you go to personalized, accessibility, and then here is where you can toggle on or off all of the toolbars. So we'll go ahead and keep them on, as they can be very useful. The toolbars have the same basic functionality, but the floating toolbar, if you press and hold it, you can move it to wherever you want. So wherever is a convenient location for you, you can use it there to quickly do a lot of common functions. To use the Smart Pen recognition features, we're going to open up the whiteboard. If you open the pen tool, you will see that there are 2 toggles, one for recognizing shape, the other for recognizing text. Let's start with recognizing shape. So we've got that toggled on, and then if we draw something like a triangle and we make sure that we close it at the end, then it's going to fix the lines for us. We can do the same thing with a circle. So we can draw a circle, just complete it at the end, it's going to do a circle. Same thing for a square or a rectangle. And then we've got much better shapes that look like actual shapes. You can draw an oval as well, and it's going to look like a much better oval. Let's go ahead and clear the screen. we will toggle this off and we will go to handwriting. So if we want to write the ABCs, for example, I can do a capital letter A. It's going to make it look much nicer. We can do a capital letter B, and it's going to look just like the letter B. And we can do the same thing for the letter C. And if we want to do lowercase letters, we can do that as well. So we can do A, B, and C. And if you want to write a word like hello, you can do that, and it's going to fix all the letters. The pen has two sides, a thinner side and a thicker side. So over here we can choose what side we want to change. So I'm going to choose the thin side. I'm going to make this a calligraphy brush, and I'm going to select the color green, and I'm going to make it fairly thick. And then on the back side, I'm going to select the color purple and make it this brush stroke. So now if I write on the front side, it's kind of a calligraphy style. I think I want that to be a little bit bigger, so let's go all the way up to 30. And you can see the brush strokes are kind of nice and fluid. If I go on to the back side, now it is purple, and we can change the brush stroke again to something like that, or something like a marker. With the erase tool, you don't have to kind of go over everything. You just have to select a part of the object. Like this purple line, I can just quickly select it and it will erase. I can just kind of touch it. It's going to go away. So it's very easy to erase. You just have to go over a part of it and it's gone. With multi-mode, you can select it for a single touch. So right now I'm on single, which I can write with just a single finger. That's going to work fine. If I use multiple fingers, I can do things like I can move the screen around, or I can zoom in and out. So that's when you would want to use single. If you select multi-mode, then you can use all your fingers at once, and you can draw at the same time with all your fingers. Let's say you draw a work of art. So I draw this incredible smiley face and I want to share it with the world. I can come over here to the menu and I can share by QR code. So over here we can encrypt the QR code. We've got a few different options for how to share it, and then you can kind of zoom in on it and share it that way. Or if you'd rather save it locally to the disk, you can press the menu and you can press save. You can select the file format that you want to save it to, the location, and then you just press save. And now you have it saved locally. This also comes with quite a few tools. So let me just show you a few random ones. For example, you've got a puzzle bag. This allows you to open up a ruler, so you can move the ruler around. You can lengthen it, or you can rotate it, or you can remove it. Another tool would be dice. If you want to roll a dice, you can just press start. It's gonna shake it up and roll the dice. And this has settings as well, so you can kind of configure the number of dice that you want, and you can roll multiple dice at the same time. And this also has a built-in web browser. So if you want to open a browser like Google, you could go into here and you could search for something like bananas. And now we have a browser within the Whiteboard app. Let's say you want to annotate something on the screen. You can come to a menu and you can go annotation. And it's going to bring you to the main menu. If you press this icon, then it brings up kind of the mouse cursor. So I can navigate like normal here. And we'll say I want to create a flow chart. So I'm going to open up Lucid Chart, and I have a flow chart up here that I want to annotate. So I'm going to press this button again. And now I can draw on the screen. So if I want to do arrows, or if I want to circle something, or if I want to write a happy message and say hi, I can annotate here. And then if I want to save this screen, I just come over to here, press the menu, and I can share it with a QR code, or I can save it locally to the disk. So I will just select a file format and select the location and press save. And now I have this saved locally with the annotations. To use it on your computer, for example, you could download the app, or if you have AirPlay, Miracast, or Chromecast, you can just cast directly. I've got Chrome open here, so I'm going to go to the settings, go cast, save, and share. I'm going to cast, and then it shows that eShare is available, so I'll just press on that. And now I am casting my Chrome browser tab. Let's say I want to share my whole computer screen. I could download the app, then if I go to share screen, it just pops up my entire screen. So you can see here I'm casting my whole screen, but not only that, I can actually control this directly from here. So if I wanted to control my computer, I can just use this directly and control it this way. You can do the same thing on your phone. So if you install the app on your phone, I'm just going to click on the device. I can press TV mirroring, and now I can actually see what's on the TV on my phone. So you can see my phone is showing exactly what is on the screen here. So you can broadcast that way, or I can do mirroring on here and I can share my phone. So if I wanted to share the view from my phone, I could open my phone and I could share everything here. There are USB ports on the front here and also on the side. One that I want to show you is if you hook up a USB cable, you can plug in a phone and display it on this. This does depend on what kind of phone you have. I have a Samsung that uses DeX. So once I plug in my phone, it's going to open up DeX. It's going to automatically switch to the USB-C connection. And now with my phone plugged in, I can use DeX on here, so I can open something like YouTube. If I want to watch YouTube, I could come here, I could open a video and really quick watch YouTube. You can also plug in a computer, so I will go ahead and plug in my computer. This also has HDMI on the front, so let me go ahead and plug in HDMI. And now I can plug in my computer, and as soon as I plug in my computer, it recognizes it and it's going to switch the input to my computer, so I can use my computer very easily that way. But let's go one step further, and let's say I want to use this screen to control my computer. It also comes with this touch port, so I will plug this in here, then plug this into the USB port of my computer, so I can still control my computer like I could before. But now I can also use the touch functionality to control my computer from this screen. So that's a really cool feature. If you hook up your computer, you can easily control it this way. And if you plug in a wireless keyboard like this, then you could also use a mouse and control it that way. This is the Newark Free Chat. It is a speaker and mic. So I have it plugged in right now to USB-C, and I just have it plugged into a port on the back. So I can use this for the mic with the TV. But say I was in a conference room and I wanted the mic to be in the middle of the room, you can also connect this via Bluetooth. Newark also makes a webcam called the EasyCam, which is here. So if I wanted to do a video conference call, I can just plug in this webcam to one of the USB ports, and then it is good to go. This is another great thing to have for a conference room. Suppose you wanted to record the screen and use your webcam at the same time. I've got this X Recorder Lite app that allows me to select the webcam, and then when I select the webcam, you can see in the corner here, I've got a little window that has the webcam. So I could record directly here in this app, or you can use the built-in screen recorder, which is what I'm doing right now. So if I wanted to show my face as I'm doing things on here, I could move this window wherever I want, and then I could do different things, like I could open the Whiteboard app and then I still have my face talking. So I could talk into the camera like this while I draw on the screen. So this is a nice way that you can use the webcam and you can record the screen at the same time.